Hi, my name is Annalie Acevedo, and this is my final for Behavioral Health Science 150. I initially made a PowerPoint and implemented videos through that, but my computer wouldn't allow me to do screen recordings, and I just didn't know how to upload it on YouTube. It was a mess, but here I am trying to do this. So I had a general understanding of behavioral health before taking this course. As someone who experiences anxiety and other things, behavioral and mental health were continuous concerns in my life. For me and possibly many others who have similar struggles, the word behavioral health initially carried a negative connotation because it seemed almost embarrassing that we find difficulty to be in a good mental state. I felt trapped in my own head. I believed I would never be able to talk about the constant thoughts that ran through my mind. Myself and many individuals with similar struggles may fear that opening up or being labeled with a mental illness jeopardizes our reputation, relationships, careers, and future. We fear being judged or perceived as weak, so many keep quiet and struggle in silence. At times, it feels as if there's a social stigma associated with mental or behavioral health, which makes it difficult to have a transparent conversation with others about how we feel and what we need. So, from this class, I really just learned that mental health is just as important as physical health. It affects how you think and feel, which in turn determines your behaviors. Openly discussing mental health can greatly reduce the stigma associated with it and assure us that help is available, no one is alone, and there are things that we can do to help ourselves. Essentially, this class felt like an open door. It was filled with opportunities to discuss certain topics that are not usually addressed, and it enhanced my knowledge and awareness of mental health and well-being as a whole. So, some key takeaways from this class. This class was full of insightful information. In general, this course allowed students to better understand human behaviors and apply this understanding to improving the overall quality of life for yourself and for others. We went over the dynamics of different groups of yourself and highlighted individual development. What I really liked was not only did this class focus on personal growth, but it also addressed academic, ethical, and professional issues. Taking this course, I realized that you have to get to know yourself. You have to address your body's needs because essentially ignoring what your body is trying to tell you is not the answer. And I speak from experience. If you don't take time out of your day to just sit down, reflect, and decompress, as you learned in Module 5, you can fall into a path of chronic stress which could affect your behaviors. Ultimately, how you react to things, how your relationships are, how your work ethic is, how happy you are, it's all up to you. The skills and practices of mindfulness and just being in control of yourself are concepts I learned from this class that will forever stick with me. Allowing your body to fall into a state of awareness is something so simple but can make a really big difference. So Module 2, taking control of your mind. This module in specific really helped me because it was filled with practices and exercises that I do and I will continue to do to help just relax me. I once lacked the ability to understand and manage my behaviors and responses to certain situations. I knew I was stressed. I knew I was not getting enough sleep. I knew I was more irritated at things than before, but I didn't really do anything about it. I kind of just let it continue and just prayed that one day my stress would just magically go away. But now taking this class, I realized that there are things I have to do to gain peace of mind. And it can be something so simple as just being present in the moment. Instead of overthinking and making things hard for myself and playing these what if scenarios in my head, all I have to do is kind of sit down and just relax. I can practice skills such as single mindfulness, which is just focusing on one thing at a time, period. The world is not always on my shoulders, and that's okay. Essentially, I have to just give my attention to one thing. If I'm doing homework, I'm just gonna do homework. If I'm watching TV, I'm just gonna watch TV. If I'm laying in bed, I'm just gonna lay in bed. Another skill is practicing observing. This essentially means just paying attention to your thoughts, your feelings, the things around you, and just kind of just being just looking around. practicing describing in a non-judgmental way. This is my favorite one because I tend to make things very complicated for myself, but this certain skill requires me to be super, like, very simple, and that's okay. So if I were to go outside and I were to see a tree, I will just see a tree. I'm not going to see a really tall tree. I'm not going to see an ugly tree. I'm just going to see a tree. So essentially, these mindful practices can help you manage stress, cope with things that really don't go your way, and just overall reduce anxiety and better your relationships with yourself, your friends, your family, your coworkers, etc. Well, how I like to think about it, I think it's really important to help yourself before you can try to help others. As one of my favorite quotes go, you can't pour from an empty cup, so it is okay to take time out of your day to follow these exercises. There's an increased ability to relax and just have a better outlook on life, so just make time for it. All right, in module 6, character, strengths, purpose, and self-direction. This is another concept that sort of just stuck with me, because growing up, I struggled finding my purpose. I was curious in many things, but never really settled on a single passion. In reality, I ran towards helping others find their purpose because I failed to truly think of my own. Honestly, it was hard finding my purpose, and I never really carved out the time to just get to know myself and self-explore. It wasn't until I started working for the job that I currently have where I realized that helping others can actually create that sense of meaning I was seeking. Over a short period of time, I fell in love with what I do. I realized this is where I belong and I only want to progress from here. Had I not found this job, I probably would still be searching for my purpose. This class highlighted that taking the time to just get to know yourself, identify what you're good at, what you like to do, identifying your core beliefs, and basically just aligning your actions to your values can help straighten the road in the journey of finding your purpose. I now know that I am skilled at connecting and empathizing with others. I feel that being kind to others should always be practiced, and I believe that continually checking up on your loved ones should be a responsibility. I value love, acceptance, and happiness. Before this class, I probably would have never taken the time to understand this about myself. Sometimes I think perhaps if I had practiced aligning my actions, strengths, and characteristics to my values before, it could have guided me to the job I currently have at a sooner day in my life, or something along the same lines. In module 10, it was about mental health. I also really liked how this class addressed mental health. Before diving deep into the different types of mental health disorders, I liked how this class was organized to first discuss how to address it as a whole. I always tried and still do try to be the best person to be the best person that I would need when I feel at my lowest. I want to ensure that when addressing mental health, the other person always feels welcome and at ease with me. Unfortunately, there were moments when I offered counsel or comments to someone who might not have wanted them. But after taking this class, I now realize that every individual experiencing mental health issues may need different things. Some may just need an open ear. Others may need advice. Some may want hugs or comfort, while others just might want some space alone to process their emotions. Now, if I encounter someone experiencing mental illness, rather than just doing what I typically would, which is start to do what I think is best for them, I had to slow down and ask them what they need in that moment. I could start doing this by maybe asking them, hey, are you okay? Do you want to talk about this right now? Or what can I do to help? So essentially, as a whole, this class was very beneficial for me in many ways. And it helped me grow as a person, and I think I'm better prepared for success. My advice for future students is do not BS through this class. Take this class seriously, participate in discussions, and thoroughly read through your peers, their responses too, because it'll help you feel more connected to them as well. So, thank you.